Carlos, Brooklyn fragrance lover. I'm here at Element Showcase with Mr. Sergio Momo. Some of you may know him from Sergio,
Correct.
but he's launching a new brand here soon called Kemi, and he's going to tell us a little bit about it.
Yes. Well, Kemi is one of the new brand from our portfolio.
Okay.
It actually comes from an interesting research based on alchemy.
Okay.
So alchemy, which was created a few thousand of years ago, somebody says in ancient Egypt,
Yes.
or somebody says in Greeks, but nevertheless it was a very interesting philosophy which has been brought up throughout the century to become not just a philosophy but becomes a science.
Okay.
It's quite complex to get through all the meanings of the alchemy, but the most important things I think is that it's always been evolving around the concept of transforming a raw element into something exclusive and
Yes.
sublime, fantastic. Lead into gold,
Yes.
Stone into silver, and in our case, let's say a basic flower into perfumes.
Yes.
So part of the philosophy and part of the, let's say, the technical side of the old study, which has been evolving throughout the century, the alchemy, is actually the transformation of the raw element into oils through the alembic. Another important factor of the alchemy, it is something which was, let's say, created, invented in the Mediterranean area. It moved into the Middle East, and then from the Middle East moves back into Europe, all the way through the Renaissance. So why the perfume? It's because once the alchemy moves into the Middle East, a very important scientist called Jabir actually invented the alembic, so the way of distilling oils.
So this is like kind of the beginning of perfumery as we know it.
In a way, I believe so. So that's why, in fact, one of our perfume is called Jabir. Just to remind the importance of the science. The scientists which actually created the method of distillation, if you like. So again, the philosophy behind Kemi is the transformation of something natural and beautiful into something extraordinary, like the perfumes. Now, in this first, let's say, portfolio that we are introducing worldwide, we are having 4 100 mLs, 250 mLs as a perfume, as a parfum, and 2 attars.
I tried one yesterday. It stayed on my hand the whole entire day. I tried Tempest.
Yes, absolutely. Obviously, we are already working on extension lines, but at the moment this is the setup we are introducing in few markets.
So we've got eight perfumes.
Absolutely. Now, there are some other important features, apart from the presentation, which of course for us is always very important, but also, as you can see, the cap is the shape of the cap and the roundness, I think, is actually resuming the way that perfumes are created. What I mean by that is this. We all know the perfumes are somehow constructed in a shape of a pyramid.
Yes.
So when anybody creates a perfume, they first create the base, then the heart, and then the top, as we all know. Well, this concept is evolved in a different kind of approach. We don't have a kind of a pyramidal layer, but we have a more kind of a horizontal or a round layer. That means that all elements inside the perfume has equal importance. So we don't have volatile notes. We don't have such a thing as a hard note, but in reality is the total blend which has the same kind of approach.
Now these are all very full-bodied, wonderful scents. I've sniffed quite a few.
Indeed.
And they're not for the shy.
Absolutely. If you look at our brochure, I think this is interesting because this shows how the constructor of the blend is actually made, where all the main elements are evolving around the center of the perfume itself. This means that most of the perfumes, once they are sprayed, they stay with the same kind of impact throughout all the longevity. Okay, so you're not gonna feeling in 4 or 5 hours the bass note, and you're gonna have some volatile notes on the top end. No, everything is trying to have the same philosophy that it was dedicated to the attar. So the attar in the Middle East or in the Arab world is actually something which is created with few elements, and all elements have equal importance.
Okay.
Okay.
Very interesting.
So that's it, basically, obviously in few words. The way that every time we create a chemi perfumes, we study and we develop according to this kind of methodology.
Well, when you get a chance, definitely do check out Chemi. It's a wonderful line. Hopefully to be in the United States soon. But right now in Italy, in Europe,
you can find in Europe, you can find in the Middle East, and
or your website. Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, we're going to come back and we'll talk about Suspiro in a little bit. Thank you.
Thank you.